Hi, Red Group. So today we are going to talk about telling time by the hour. So now that you know really well what a clock looks like, okay, got my little clock here that we worked on. You know all the numbers on the clock, that it goes from 1 to 12 because there's only 12 hours in the day. So we only need 12 numbers on our clock. Now we're going to figure out how to tell time by the hour. And when I say by the hour, that means when you're telling time by the hour is when you use those words o'clock, like this: 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. When you say those words o'clock, that means it's right on that hour. It is right on the 2 o'clock. And what we're going to learn today about our special hands, our long hand and our short hand on the clock, is the short hand here. This is our hour hand, and it's going to tell us what hour of the day it is. It's going to tell us which number, right? It's going to point out a certain number, and that's going to tell us which o'clock it is, what time it is. Now, in order for it to be right on the hour, our other hand, our longer hand, which is our minute hand, has to always be pointing right at the 12. So right now, my minute hand is pointing at the 12, and my hour hand is pointing at a different number. Can you see what number it's pointing at? Yeah, it's pointing at the 2. So because my hour hand is pointing at the 2 and my minute hand is right up here at the 12, I know it's got to be 2 o'clock. So whenever my long hand is up here pointing at the 12, my minute hand, I know I'm going to be able to say o'clock. Now, it depends on where this guy is what o'clock it is, right? Right now it's 2 o'clock. But what do you think would happen if I moved my little hand down here to the 5? Now this hasn't moved, so I know it's still got to be something o'clock. And I'm going to look at this hour hand for my clue. 5 o'clock. That's right. Let's try another one. I'm going to leave my minute hand up here at the 12, but I'm going to keep moving my hour hand around. Now which number is it pointing to? 9 o'clock. It's still 9 o'clock because this one hasn't moved. It's not 9 anything else. It's 9 o'clock. Yeah, so I could move this hour hand to each number to change what time it is, right? Right now it's 9 o'clock, but now I want to show you what this looks like when you write the time down on paper. Or if you have maybe a digital watch or on a phone or a computer, you'll see time written a different way, right, than it's written on a clock. So right now we see what 9 o'clock looks like on a clock. It's got the big hand, the minute hand, pointing to the 12, and the little hand is pointing to the 9. I'm going to show you what 9 o'clock looks like when we write it down. When we write it down, we're going to write the number 9, of course. Then we're going to put these 2 dots right on top of each other and 2 zeros. So this tells us that it's 9 o'clock with no extra minutes over here. This is my section for the hour. So I know it is 9 o'clock, and there's no minutes over here. These are my minutes. No extra minutes, it's just 9 o'clock. So I'm going to show you a page that you're going to be working on. So check this page out. It's got some clocks up here. And in every one of these clocks, just like we were practicing, the big hand is pointing to the 12. So you know all of these are going to be something o'clock, right? Something o'clock. Now look down here at the bottom. There's some other ways to write times, just like I just did on my board. I see 10 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So it's going to be your job to cut out these times down here and match them with the correct clock up here. So you're going to have to look really carefully at which number the small hour hand is pointing at. That's going to give you your clue to which number is right over here, which hour over here. Okay. So I want you to try this. Let's look at the first one together. The first one, it looks like both hands are pointing to the 12. Can you see that? The little hand and the big hand. So I know it's something o'clock because the big hand is pointing to it. But which number is the little hand pointing to? 12. So it must be 12 o'clock. So you'd have to find 12 o'clock down here, cut it out, and then glue it right there. Okay? So I want you to try this week and do your best, because this is big kid stuff, learning how to tell time. And it's going to take some practice. We're going to be practicing it for a couple weeks. But this is how I want us to start. Practicing on the hour telling time. That means that big hand for us right now is only going to be on the 12. So we are always going to be saying it's something o'clock right now while we're practicing, okay? All right, have fun. I can't wait to see what you guys do with these. Bye.